Hi everyone, and welcome to my next video tutorial, which is going to be focused on implementing DjangoQL. Now, DjangoQL is a powerful search language for Django that's going to enhance our Django admin by allowing us to perform complex queries in a natural language format. So in this tutorial, I'm going to guide you through the entire process of installing, configuring, and using DjangoQL in your Django projects. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing that you want to do is you want to install DjangoQL. So as I mentioned before, this is an advanced search language for Django, which we can utilize in the Django admin. So I'm going to copy the following, and I'm going to head on over to my terminal, and you want to make sure that you install DjangoQL within your Django projects. So let's do that. So just going to take a moment, there we go. Now, of course, it goes without saying, make sure that you have a Django project that you want to utilize here. So as you can see, I have a very simple one here already set up. And as you can see, so there's nothing else that you need. Just make sure that you have a Django project that you want to apply this to, and you are good to go. All right, so let's continue. So now that we have installed DjangoQL, what we can do next is we can go ahead and add it to our list of installed apps. So here we can see we have DjangoQL. We can copy that and then head on over to our Django project settings.py file. So let's head on over to settings.py. Okay, and what we want to do is we just want to navigate to our list of installed apps here, and we can just go ahead and add in DjangoQL. Right, so make sure that you've got that in place. Right, perfect. So let's continue. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to create a model. So now that DjangoQL is installed, we're going to need a model to work with. So in this application, we're going to create a simple product model, and that can be a simple representation of what we might want to sell in an e-commerce application. So a very basic example. So what we can do is we can just head on over to our application here, and let's create a Django app so that we can go ahead and utilize our models and such. So what you want to do is you want to head on over to your terminal, and you just want to go ahead and run python manage.py start app, and I'm going to call this app here, let's call this, for example, let's call this CRM, something very basic. All right, so there our CRM app has been created. And what you can do is you can go ahead and add in this app to your settings.py file as well. So what I'm going to do is just add that in here. So CRM, and that is the application that we're going to utilize so that we can use our models and such. So what I always like to do after doing this is just to run my server again. Okay, there we go. And now what we can do is we can just head on over to our application, refresh, make sure it's still running, and that we have no issues at hand. Okay, perfect. Great, so now that we've created our CRM app, let's head on over to our models.py file. Right, so here we are in our models.py file, and let's just remove the comment, and let's get started. So what we want to do is we first of all want to define a model. So we're going to define a product model, for example. So I'm going to say class product, and I'm going to pass through models.model so I can create my own custom model here. And then we want to add in a few fields. So we're going to add in a name field, a category field, a price field, and an in-stock field as well. So let's get started. So first, our name field, we're going to say name equals, and the data type is going to be that of a char field. So we're going to have essentially text. So we're going to say models.char field. And we want to set the max length of the characters for that particular name. So this is the product name, you could say. And the max length, we're going to set that as 100. Then we need the category for this product. So I'm going to say category. And then the data type is also going to be a char field. So we're going to expect text. So models.char field. And we can set the max length here also as 100. Then we want to set the price, so the price of the product. So we're going to say models dot, and we are expecting a decimal field as the data type. So we can say decimal field, and we can set the max digits here. Let's set that to 10, and the decimal places we can set this to let's say 2. So we can set it to 2 decimal places for each product according to the price. Then we want to have a field for whether that product is in stock. So we can say in_stock equals models.boolean field. So a Boolean field, of course, is going to take in 2 states. So usually true or false or 0 or 1. And we're going to set the default here to true just for the time being. So there are our fields. Now, what we also want to do is we also want to return the product name when the object is, of course, printed. So we can actually see in the Django admin, when we're looking at all of our product objects, we don't just see, for example, product object 1, product object 2, we actually see the name of the products that we have in our product model. So our database table, you could say. So to do that, what we're going to do is create a string message. So we can say def _str, and then in parentheses we can say self, and we want to return self.name so that in our Django admin we can see the product name for each object that is created. Right, perfect. So we just want to create a simple model. So what we can do now is make our migrations and then push this particular model to our database. So what you can do is go to your command prompt, stop your server, and you can just say python manage.py, and you can just say make migrations. That's going to create our model. So our product model was created, and then you can just say python manage.py migrate. Okay, so this is going to make the migrations. Okay, so the important migration is amongst the CRM migration that we have set up here. So that's very important. The rest, of course, is because I started a new Django project and I haven't made my migrations just of yet. But make sure you've made your migrations. Perfect. So we've created our model and we're set to go. So we're going to use the DjangoQL upon this particular product model itself. Right, now the next thing we need to do now is we need to configure DjangoQL in the Django admin. So now what we can do is we can head on over to admin.py, which is in the same directory as our models.py file in our recently created CRM app. So let's put admin.py here to the side and let's get started. We can remove this comment that we have here. And the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to ensure that we import the DjangoQL mixin of search functionality. So of course, remember if we go to our settings.py file here of our project, we installed DjangoQL in our list of installed apps. So if I move this right here, so essentially speaking, in our admin.py file now, we want to utilize functionality that comes out of the box of this DjangoQL app, you could say. So in admin.py, what you want to do is you want to import the DjangoQL search mixin. So we can just say here at the top, you can say from DjangoQL.admin, and then you want to say import DjangoQL search mixin. Okay, so it's case sensitive, so make sure you have it exactly as I have. Then you want to import the product model, and we can see here out of our models.py file, we have this product model here, so let's import that. So what you can do is you can just say from.models import product, just like so. Great. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to register the product model with the admin site. So we're going to use a decorator for this. So you can say @ and then you can say admin.register, and within parentheses we can put in the model that we want to register in Django admin, which is product. Right, perfect. Next thing that we want to do is we want to create a product admin class here, which is going to include the DjangoQL search mixin and the default admin.model admin class, so that we can customize this. So we can say class, and I'm going to call this product admin. I want to pass through my Django. Let's actually get this here. We can just simply put that in, and then you also want to put in admin.model admin, so we can customize this custom class for us. Then we want to set up our list display. So the list display, okay, so this attribute is going to specify which fields to show as columns in our admin list view. So we're going to display name, category, price, and in stock, and that correlates with the fields that we have here set. So what you can do now is you can say list_display. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put this in a square bracket format, and we're going to pass through name, we're going to pass through category, and we're going to pass through price, and we're going to pass through in stock. Okay, so make sure you've typed it exactly as is. So these are the fields that we want to display in our table according to the following that we've set. All right, perfect. So we've got that set up and ready to go. Okay, so let's continue. Now, just to give you some further detail on the DjangoQL search mixin. So this mixin is going to add the DjangoQL search functionality accordingly to our admin class here that we've defined as product admin, and that's going to enable these advanced search features for our product model, which we have associated it with. Okay, perfect. So we've got that set. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we just want to run our server. We can just run python manage.py run server. There we go. Now, what we can do, of course, is we can go ahead and create a super user. So we can just say python manage.py create super user. Okay, I'm going to just call it admin, email skip, add in a password, and make sure that you add in that same password. There we go. Now let's run our server and navigate to the admin login page. There we go. Now you can navigate now to the admin page of your website at /admin. Okay, there we go. I just want to zoom in just a tad bit. Right, so now you want to add in your super user credentials that you just created right up here. So make sure you add in those credentials here as the username and password. Right, so welcome back. So now we can log into the Django admin. All right, and now we can see we have our CRM app and we also have our product model. So let's go to product. Okay, and of course here we can utilize the advanced search with our query language based on the objects that we have here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add in a few products to test on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a few moments just to go ahead and generate some data, add in some products. I suggest you do the same as well. And then what we can do after adding them in is we can perform some queries using the advanced search with query language, so DjangoQL. So let's go ahead and do just that, and then we'll regroup in just a moment. Hi everyone, and welcome back. So as you can see here, I have gone ahead and added in various products here just to generate some sample data that we can work with. So we can see here, categorize order to all the names of the products, the categories of said products, the price, and also whether they are in stock or not. So let's go ahead and perform some queries here with the DjangoQL mixin. We can click here and automatically you can see it filters down according to the fields we specified, such as name, price, in stock, category, and ID. Now ID is not a field that you specifically set when you're creating your models. It's automatically done for you by Django's ORM. But you can see here the other fields that we did specify, such as category, in stock, name, and price, and that coincides with what we specified, if you recall, in our models.py file here. It's automatically picked up for us. So let's go ahead and start performing some queries. So let's start off with some simple queries here. So I want to do an exact match search for a particular item here that I have. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to set it according to the name. And here you can see it's going to give you some options. You want to check for something equal to, the name equal to something. If the name is not equal to, if it contains, does not contain, starts with, not starts with, ends with, not ends with, in, and not in. So you can see there are various options, and also an option where you can click on syntax help to just give you some more clarity in terms of understanding the syntax and how everything is going to be set up and into place. Right, so you can also read here for more information on such logic. But anyway, let's continue. So we're looking for a name, and we're going to say equals, and automatically it opens the double quotes for you. And here I'm going to type in lap shop, and then I'm going to say search. It searches through all of the objects that I have, and it's come up with one result out of 11 total. It comes up with a laptop here, and I can see it's in the category electronics. The price is 100, and we can see it's in stock. Perfect. So we can see that that's working very nicely. So let's say we want to go on ahead and perform another query. So let's just remove this. And the next thing we want to do is we want to do a category filter. So we want to filter products by a specific category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ahead and just go and click on products again. and let's see what we have. So we have appliances, electronics, furniture, and that's what we have here. So let's click on the query here. Let's say category, and I want that to be equals to, and I'm going to type here according to what I have here, electronics. I'm going to type in electronics, and I'm going to say search. And as you can see here, 6 results have returned out of a total of 11. And I can see here I have headphones, monitor, gaming mouse, USB cable, phone, laptop, and that all belongs to electronics here. And we can see more detail here in terms of the price and whether they are in stock or not. All right, great. Next thing that I want us to do is I want us to perform a range query. So let's set up a price filter to find products that are priced above a certain amount. So we can see here, for example, we have 80, 260, 5, 40, and 100. So let's set up a price filter on the 11 total products. So you can also click on that total, and that's going to refresh the page for you. So you don't need to go back out as I did. You can just click on that total and it will take you back to where you are here. Right, so let's do the range query. So we're going to do it according to price, and we want it to be greater than, and let's set this to, let's see what we have. Let's say 100. Let's do that. So we can just put 100 and search. And 3 results have been returned. So these are the only 3 products that are greater than 100. And we can see it's a refrigerator is 900, bookshelf 150, monitor 200. And we can see we've set that up perfectly. Now let's refresh everything, click on the total. That will show you everything and clear the search bar here. Let's do a Boolean query now to see what is in stock. So we can see here we have 2 items here that are not in stock. But imagine you're dealing with lots of products and you can't just scroll down forever and ever and you just want a quick result. So what you can do is you can just look for the field you want to query. So I'm going to say in stock, okay, and I'm going to say equals, and I'm going to set that to true. So it's going to show me what are the products that are in stock. So you shouldn't see now refrigerator and you shouldn't see monitor. So remember those 2. So search, we can see 9 results, 11 total, and we can see here that refrigerator and monitor do not appear as in stock. If I were to say false, so let's take this out and say false and say search, it's going to show refrigerator and monitor. So these are the products that are out of stock. Okay, perfect. So we've got that in place now. So let's go back to where we were, and now let's go ahead and try and, adjust this and put in multiple bits of criteria into place. So what we can do is have a look here at the name, and we can see we have something known as contains. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to look for something that contains, let's say, mouse. So we have here a gaming mouse. So we want to look for something that contains mouse. I'm going to put in here, and let me put contains. And we're going to set that as the gaming mouse. So we're just going to say mouse. So we're not going to look for something exact. Then we can say and, we can add an and query. So we want to look for something that contains mouse and the price. We want that to be less than, let's set that as, let's say 100. We can set that as, let's say search. And that's going to bring us up here to the gaming mouse here, because the name contains mouse and the price here is less than 100. Okay, if I were to put the price here as not as, for example, at a different rate, so let's say greater than 60 or 50. Price greater than, let's say, 60. Search. It's going to show 0 results. Okay. All right. So that is how you can go ahead and determine how you can utilize multiple conditions together. So that's how you can combine your conditions together and how you can set them up. All right, but yet again, remember, you can always check out the DjangoQL search syntax here so that you can learn how you can check everything and how you can perform multiple search conditions and how you can set all of this up with your related models and such. And just to have a look here at the comparison operators and see what you can actually test with and what you can set up according to your own requirements and what you want to set up and put into place. Alright, but that's it guys for this video tutorial. That's how you can implement DjangoQL within your Django project. So as always, thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. See ya.